here, your favorite ginger bibliophile. Hopefully. How many redheads are you following? Hopefully, you're all doing really well. And today I'm excited to do something I haven't done in a while. I'm finally fitting in doing a tag, and it's one created by the amazing Randy Ray, the literate Texan. I will link his channel below, and if you're not following him yet, you're missing out. So I've actually got him here with all the prompts. Some of these are probably going to stump me because, as always, we're just going to do this off the cuff. But, and hopefully I'll make it through because my sinuses are kind of messed with me. I can feel the headache and the chest pain, so my voice might be a little off. And I've got a nice glass of homemade sweet tea here because I am a southern girl. So, let's just jump on into this. It's the adventure, spring into adventure tag. And if y'all been following me for a while, you already know I love my like action-packed thrillers. So they're always full of adventure. So this is perfect for me. And the first question is, what's your favorite adventure book? And if y'all been following me for a while, well, it shouldn't be a surprise that this one was kind of hard. I've got a lot that I love, but it's a James Rollins novel. We're going with Amazonia. This is, I think, one of the very first ones by him that I read, and I freaking love it. I've read it probably 5 or 6 times if I checked Goodreads. And this is just, we're running through the Amazon. We are trying to find, well, hey, this dude was missing. He was presumed dead. He had body parts missing when he left. Now he's back, he's whole, and he's got all his limbs. What the heck? So we're off to figure out what happened to the rest of his buddies and how he managed to regrow a limb despite being human instead of lizard. And it's just an action-packed, like, it's not the Sigma Force, but it is just standalone, quintessential James Rollins. So I love it. Y'all need to go read this if you haven't, or pretty much anything else by this man. He's even doing fantasy now. I think he has before under a different name, but I haven't tried those yet. So go check it out. Matthew, I'm looking at you, but I know you said you were going to read it this month. So I'm excited. I want to see, you said it before. So I need to hear your thoughts when you finally get to this. And that's the man with the hat who reads. I will link him down below as well. He's another awesome one that I found because we both love James Rollins. This is, what's the newest, or at least most recently published adventure book that you've read? And again, we're going with James Rollins because I read a lot of like action-packed thrillers, obviously, but most of my books are used. I go to, the thrift store, or I go on, Kindle Unlimited, though I'm trying to be good and read what I already have because I have like 700 something downloaded. And I keep getting more because I signed up for a service that tells me, hey, this book is free. This book is 99 cents instead of $10 today. And I go and download those, but I'm trying to get through them. But this is one of my, they got a new book. I need it like yesterday. What took so long? Authors. So this is one of the only brand new books that I have bought. And so, yeah, I don't even have to check Goodreads. I am confident this is the most recent book that I own that falls into this. Because I love me some Christopher Moore, and he's another one that I have to buy. But he's comedy. So, this one is, as always, well, I mean, it's a thriller, but I don't read him for the thrill. I read him for the action-packed, blow stuff up adventure and the, oh, cool, I didn't know about that little, niche thing that now I'm going to go on down the rabbit hole and explore. But we get some deep sea diving. We get into volcanoes and, natural disasters and climate change. So that's going to turn some people off, but whatever. But it's just, it's as usual. This is Sigma Force. This is book 17, I believe. And 18 comes out in, I think, August. So I think it's the beginning of August, and I can't wait for my birthday for somebody to maybe get that one to me. So I will be pre-ordering that since Amazon tends to go, oops, and actually get it to me a day or two early instead of having to drive an hour to the bookstore on the weekend. But it's, as always, it's a good time. You can jump right into this, but you'll get some spoilers of, personal growth and whatnot. Go flip and read it. And see, what's the oldest or earliest published adventure book you've read? And again, I don't really have to look on Goodreads because there's not a lot of books that I have read by authors that are long since dead. So, most stuff is, hey, they're still writing, but this is, if you can't tell, this version might not be the oldest, but the story itself is pretty old and one that you probably know if you're on BookTube. It's The Hobbit. This is a beautiful version that I got years ago as a Christmas present from the boyfriend. It's so pretty. And there's even, I know there's pictures in here. And the beautiful colored map. I remember reading this the first time. I think I was, about 10 or so. We had read part of it. It was in the literature book in my uh, class at school. And I liked the first few chapters. So we went and got the book and see nice, pretty pictures. And then shortly thereafter, the Lord of the Rings movies started being made, and I tried to read those. Yeah, I definitely have to watch the movie a couple times first because the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit are two different levels. This is elementary school, that is, oh my gosh, and beyond. Very much harder for me to follow without, being able to visualize the movie, but freaking love them. As another one I have read several times. Hence that he went and got me the thing, and I don't know, I've showed y'all at least once that I have the ring, which I should have put on. Because I control you all if you have the other rings. Who is your favorite adventure book author? Do I really need to say it? I mean, that is one of my only must have, and I have the most books by him. I have others that are similar, but they're my holdovers while I'm waiting for, next year's book from him. Not to say some of them aren't really good. I do like Matthew Riley. Andy McDermott's, um, Eddie Chase and Nina Wild series is pretty good. I found some online that on, Kindle Unlimited that I have enjoyed that I'm blanking on their names at the moment, but I know I have reviewed them, so just click on that folder. But, yep, James Rollins, that's my go-to. What is your favorite film adaptation of an adventure book? I might have to add those into my little page to screen series. So far, it's just been 80s and, like, Disney movies. And you'll just have to wait to see what the next one is. But, eh, see, I told you were gonna stump me, Randy. Film, most of my ones that I've done, it's been, of course, the Harry Potter and the Narnias. Those are, I've gotten done those. I have, well, I read all the Sookie Stackhouse. I didn't watch the entirety of True Blood, but none of that's really action. So I'm gonna have to go with Lord of the Rings, which I should have grabbed my copies of those. I need new ones. They're starting to fall apart. Because we're not gonna say how long I've had those, because we're not saying how old I am. But I've had them, some of them I've replaced, but I've had them since, the movies started coming out in theaters. We ain't saying how old I was then. Though, now that I have been able to read both, the book is still better. It has more action, more humor. But those are pretty good movies. Plus, there's Legolas and Aragorn. And, ooh, depending on your age, they're both hot. The stage of life depends which one is better. Who's your favorite adventure book character? That's gotta be my favorite character from my favorite series. And that is Kowalski, who is the demolitions expert that used to be like a Navy man. And he's in Sigma Force, but the first time you see him is actually in Ice Hunt. where he is just mentally and emotionally scarred for life from the adventure of that book. Again, it's freaking awesome. That is part of the reason I ended up with the boyfriend is, hey, I caught him reading in the break room when we used to work together, and that book was in the break room. But Kowalski is this big, lovable, just, dangerous, destructive oaf that, big scary. He's described as looking like a hairless gorilla multiple times because he's huge, he's bulky, he's been in lots of fights and got the squashed nose, he's bald. And he's a big old softy that loves animals and bears and teddy bears, and he learned sign language for his little sister. He's a big old sweetie, but he ain't happy if he doesn't have a big gun and doesn't get to blow something up. And as somebody who is very excited about pretty fire and wants to go back to making it for a living, how can he not be my favorite? Do you prefer fiction or nonfiction adventure books? Definitely fiction. The world is bad enough. I don't want to read nonfiction. It always feels like a textbook to me, which, yes, I'm a curious person. I want to learn stuff, but I read to escape reality and, like, accidentally learn stuff along the way. Right. Do you consider yourself adventurous? Why or why not? I used to be. Shoo, when I was younger, going to Walmart, at midnight with your roommate when you're in college and running into everybody else. That can be a freaking adventure. The stuff that we got into that. Oh, that was a good time. And some of my other friends, like, it's a good thing I got a boyfriend because I should not have been the mature one in that group. I mean, I'm the short redhead that goes, ooh, let's play with creamer and fire. Do not do that without supervision. If you've seen the Mythbusters episode, you know what I'm talking about. And now I'm the old person that, likes watching the birds and the pretty flowers because, well, now I have to pretend to be an adult. I have to, like, go to work so I can pay my bills. That doesn't leave a lot of energy and money for going off on adventures. But I also have 4 animals, so I guess it's kind of an adventure of a different nature. But yeah, I'm not getting into the crazy stuff anymore. Darn. If only I was crazy rich. What is your favorite genre to combine with the adventure genre? Well, since they like to pretend that James Rollins is thriller instead of just straight up going, hey, this is an action packed travel the world adventure, I'm going to say thriller because I love a good archaeological thriller because they're always traveling the world and getting into all kinds of shenanigans and stuff is always getting destroyed. I mean, it. I did a whole thing of these are like my top 10 favorites of this genre. Yeah, the action pack was always, oops, I found this, or hey, this is conspiracy, this is a bad guy. It's a thriller, but it's fun, and a lot of it has, like, oops, here's a mystery from the past, it's come back to haunt us. Those are just so much freaking fun. And then the last prompt. Do you play or have you ever played adventure themed games? Video games, board games, tabletop, what have you? Yes, I have. I was a WoW girly till, I had to get a computer that could handle it and pay for the subscription myself. And yeah, my laptops tend to not do well versus Lil Man. And keeping them up to date and good enough to handle all that plus $25 a month. Psh, I'll buy a game once. I ain't paying for it every month. And then I did used to play Neverwinter, which is the PlayStation version of D&D. And that was fun until they updated it a billion times, and now it's just, hey, are some of my old guildmates on? I just want to talk to them. One of which, hi Gwen. We just talk about books like Comparison, which is an urban fantasy. So I do a little bit of gaming. I do more if they weren't so mean. I'll never letting them be 2 players. Rude. Apparently, if you like gaming, you can't have friends, or at least that's what they act like, since they don't want to make 2 players, which is mean. That was fun. Diablo 4 is fun, but it's a letdown. Diablo 3 is still the best. And at least that one was 2-player. So, a little bit of gaming. I need to find some more Diablo books. But that was the tag. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed it. Drop a line, let me know, and go check out some of these folks and these books, of course, or y'all are missing out. And I will see you soon. Bye. Happy reading.